There's a little... Ow! It bit me.
Something bit me. A couple weeks ago we released a video that showed you how to increase your speed in sport mode on the return to home flight. This week's video is kind of the opposite of that. We're going to show you some speed restrictions that DJI has set up for safety purposes or for production purposes or something. I'm not exactly sure why, but it is in the manual. I read the manual this week.
Again? Good for you.
Get ready for a slow video.
Slow?
Get ready for a speed restricted video.
Oh.
Well, what the limitations pretty much are is when you're in Cine mode or in normal mode with the DJI Mini 2, you're flying, let's say that you're flying straight ahead at max speed. Well, when you put the gimbal facing down 90 degrees, it limits the speed. So it'll slow you down you won't be able to hit the max speed. I don't know exactly what the numbers are, but I know that I read it in the manual. So that's what today's test is going to be, is we're going to see what the reduction in speed is. It also says for sport mode it's not affected, so we'll try that out too. One last thing I want to do is I want to give the GNU guy a shout out this week, because he let me go fishing with him a couple weeks ago, and he just released a video with that footage this week. So I'm going to put a link to that video in here. Make sure that you go to the GNU guy's channel, check him out, watch this video. We had a lot of fun that day, and we caught some fish. That was pretty surprising, because for me that really doesn't happen very often. I'm going to hit record on the SD card. Yes, I did not forget this time, and I remembered that on my own. All right, let's get Jack up in the air.
Take off. The home point has been updated.
There he is right there.
Check it on the map.
Okay, I've got a new filter on this gimbal today. Look at how good that looks. Look.
A new filter.
It's a 32 CPL filter.
I like that.
I like it too.
It looks like actual what we're seeing.
Yeah.
And
how come I don't see the height and stuff?
See the gray clouds right there?
Weird. Yeah.
There's another control burn up there.
Huh. Oh yeah. Sure enough.
So there's one to the south of us and one to the northish.
All right, well, we're going to raise up to about 100 feet here. We're going to start this little demo. I want you to keep your eyes on the speed, which is down in the middle. So I'm going to go to Cine mode. Hi, Dad. We're going to go to Cine mode, and we're going to put the gimbal down about 10 degrees. We're going to find out what the fastest speed in Cine mode is. I can't remember what it is offhand. Well, let's move forward, and we'll see what the top speed is in Cine mode, straight ahead. Looks like 11, 12. Okay, looks like about 13 miles an hour or so. Alright, so about 13 miles an hour or so is the top speed with the gimbal facing straight out. Why is he drifting?
It's windy.
Yeah, but it's not that windy. Alright, so let's put the gimbal straight down. What was that, 13?
It says 11 mile an hour winds.
Alright, the gimbal straight down. I'm going to go as fast as I can forward. Wow, that is a big difference. 4 miles an hour? Let's move the gimbal up in mid-flight. And now we're speeding back up. Wow, that is a big difference. That's pretty big difference, isn't it?
Well, right there it was only doing 10.
Well, let's
forward.
see. Let's go forward some more. It was 13. Maybe it is windy. We're hitting some wind, I think, so. But even still, that's a big
You're
difference.
100 feet up too.
Yeah.
Come back down to 50.
Well, I don't want to do that. That's a little too low.
Oh.
All right, so let's go over to normal mode, and we'll see what the top speed is for normal mode here. Already at 13, 16, 17. I think the normal speed is usually about 20, so it is hitting some pretty good wind. All right, so we're at 18 miles an hour. So let's drop the gimbal straight down. Go forward as fast as we can. And it cut it in half. Well, not quite half, but the speed limit there is 8.8. That's as fast as I'm going.
9.
Okay, 9. Let me pull the gimbal back up, see how much faster we can go. We are at 16, 17, 17 and a half. Okay, so it's legit. It's an actual thing. Let me turn to the right here and we'll come back. We'll put it in sport mode and see what happens. We'll just go along with the water. Let me put it in sport mode so I can turn a little faster. Whoop! Holy cow! All right. All right, so now we're in sport mode. We're gonna see how fast we can go. The speed should be about 30 miles an hour. All right, 30 miles an hour. Now, according to the book, this doesn't affect, dropping the gimbal does not affect the speed. Drop the gimbal down, and it's going the same speed, 30 miles an hour. It actually looked like it went up a little bit. Put the gimbal back up. 30 miles an hour, 35 miles an hour. We're moving now. Must have caught a gust of wind. All right, guys. Well, that's cool. We all learned something today. Let's try this one more time in Cine mode. Raise the gimbal back up. I'm going to go back to normal. Fly straight forward. We're up to 18 miles an hour, 19, 20. Drop the gimbal down. And immediately it drops down speed. 12 miles an hour, 11, 10. Pull the gimbal back up. And it speeds right back up. Alright, let's do this in Cine mode. One more time in Cine mode. I'm gonna aim back towards the water a little bit more. Alright, and we're off. 8 miles an hour in Cine mode. 9, 10. Alright, we've reached top speed, I think. Pull the gimbal down. Immediately it'll slow down. I'm guessing that this is that they've implemented this for some sort of smoothness as far as video goes, because in sport mode you're not normally going for cinematic footage. You pull the gimbal back up and immediately speeds back up again. That's awesome. All right, man. Well, that's cool. Let's go one more time in sport mode. Let me flip over to sport mode. I'm going to turn around. And we're going to, whoa, slow down, buddy. Go back. Jeez, man. That gimbal is sensitive. All right, here we go. Forward in sport mode. 29, 31, 32. All right, so 34-ish. Put the gimbal down.
Ugh, you're making me dizzy.
He sped up a little bit even with the gimbal down, so put the gimbal back up.
See that boat?
Yeah. The gimbal's really shaky at these speeds though. So it did not affect the sport mode, so the book is correct. I will give the manual credit. That was right. All right, let's fly home. That was a pretty cool test, man. What'd you think? Did you like it? Did it make you happy? Did it make you smile?
I didn't understand it.
You didn't understand it? Let me explain.
No, I mean, I didn't understand that if you're in sport mode, it doesn't slow down when you put the gimbal down. But the other two modes, because you're flying slower, it slows down.
I think it's because sport mode is more like a get there fast speed or mode, and the other two are where what you use to actually capture cinematic footage.
It shouldn't matter though.
I don't think it should either. I mean, if your gimbal's pointing face down, maybe if it's going faster than they allow it to go, if it's pointing straight down, it catches more wind and it shakes more. Maybe that's a possibility. If you guys know the answer of why this is like this, please let us know in the comments. Or if you knew already that it was, or if you didn't know that it already was, I don't know. Comment. Well, we hope you guys enjoy the video. Have a great week. God bless.
God bless.